What's up, everybody? I'm back at y'all with another video. Now for this one, I am ranking. I thought, why not rank the Avengers films from worst to best? I think I done this a while back. I thought, why not rank these again, at least one more time. Now, this is y'all know, this is my second favorite action franchise behind Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious is my top, my number one, because it has everything I want, every single thing. But it's close between the Avengers franchise and Fast and Furious franchise. Now, I haven't seen every single Marvel movie. I've seen most of them, but I haven't seen all of them. I've seen quite a bit. I've seen almost all of them, and then I love the ones that I've seen. So without further ado, let's rank the Avengers movies. Now, the Avengers are part of Marvel, but yeah, I decided why not rank the Avengers franchise, just the Avengers, So yeah, coming in at my number 4, which is this crazy because this is hard to rank because all these films are masterpieces in general. So coming in at number 4 is Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, Avengers Age of Ultron, it's good, the action is good, but the story just ain't that great. But the action in the film was good. And the acting in the action. That's basically all that's good about Avengers Age of Ultron. That's why it's in the bottom of the list, because the action's the only part that was good about it, It didn't have a good story. It didn't feel, that dark tone like the ones a little bit above this had. And, so yeah, that's why Avengers Age of Ultron is my least favorite out of the Avengers films. Now, coming in at my number 3 is the original Avengers. Now, from here on out, these films are freaking incredible. Now, I remember when I first seen this film, I loved it. This story was decent. It wasn't the best story in the franchise, but it was decent. But the story was better than Avengers Age of Ultron. So yeah, the story was a lot better than Avengers Age of Ultron, but the action in this was great. I even think the action in this was better than Avengers Age of Ultron, but yeah, so that's why this is in my number 3. And this film I could definitely rewatch. Loki, of course, is the bad guy in this film. Thor's brother, he's the main bad guy in this film, which is that's cool, but he was already the bad guy in the first Thor movie. Loki was, but yeah, but he's still a decent villain. In my opinion, I don't think he's the best villain in the franchise, but I could say that he is better of a villain than Ultron. But I will say that. But yeah, and then you got this freaking. Oh, I forgot to mention other credits. They was building up the Thanos and all of this whole freaking franchise. They was building up the Thanos, and Thanos the best villain. I will explain that in just a second. But this film, a lot of action. I love this film, and it had a decent story. Now, this was super close. I don't know. I didn't this is sometimes I go on and off which one is in my number 2, which one's in my number 1. Both of these films are freaking amazing. I'm talking about I'm hoping that Fast and Furious 9 has that freaking villain character like a Thanos type character, badass, that kind of badass. That's what I'm hoping we see in Fast and Furious 9 or something. So coming in at my number 2. Now, these two films have great story, great action, all together. So coming in at my number 2 is Avengers Infinity War. Thanos had Thanos wanted to get all the Infinity Stones so he can destroy half of life, because it feels like he needs it to do that because there's too much people in the world and all this other shit happening. So yeah, Thanos, as soon as they put him in this film, he's just fucking badass. And They was leading up to this film. They was leading up to Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They was leading up to these two movies. And I enjoy Avengers Infinity War a damn lot. I enjoy it from start to finish. The comedy was there. It was dark. It felt dark at times. Love Avengers Infinity War. Coming in at my number, and plus it had the most action out of all of them, sort of. Coming in at my number one is, let me get you this real quick. Coming in at my number one is Avengers Endgame. Now, the reason this is my number one is because the story was better. And the action, that the best action scenes in the franchise. I'm not even joking, you know. Avengers Infinity War had a great story and great action, right? This film upped that action a little bit. But this film, you know, it had a lot of action in it. But yes, a lot of people think that Avengers Infinity War had the most action. Sometimes I can agree with y'all. But the point about this had some of the best action scenes. And this one also had the better story. In this film, I feel like they concentrated mostly on story and characters and world building and stuff. Excuse me. Not too much world building, but, you know, it's like the aftermath of what happened in Avengers Infinity War. You know, half of life died. So, like they started disappearing the dust and stuff. So it shows you, like, the aftermath of that. And everything can't just be cool all of a sudden, you know? And this film was badass, and nobody's seen the battle like they showed at the end of this film. Nobody's seen a battle like this. It had the most legendary battles in history of battles, in history of action. Now if they just like say the people that's working on Fast 9, if they end up beating this battle, which is gonna be really hard, which is I highly doubt that, it might end up being the best action movie of all time, because Avengers Endgame is one of my favorite action movies I've ever seen, and everything about this film was amazing. It was emotional and heartbreaking at times, and you got this sword fight with this Ronin character, which is, he was Hawkeye, but he changed his name to Ronin and stuff, and you got this crazy sword fight towards like sort of the middle, and then you got this other fight scene where Captain America goes against himself towards like the middle of the film, and then you got this legendary battle in history of battles, and then plus, you know, this has a lot of time travel in it, so that was new. Well, it wasn't. It was new for the Avengers movies, but yeah, like, I'm glad they introduced time travel in the film, because, you know, they got a lot of time travel movies, but the way they used it in this movie was freaking incredible. I enjoyed this film from start to finish. Avengers Endgame is great. It's a great movie. Now I'm going to rate these films. Okay, so the original Avengers, 9 out of 10. Avengers Age of Ultron, 8.5 out of 10. Avengers Infinity War, 10 out of 10. Avengers Endgame, 11 out of 10. So yeah, I enjoyed these films a lot. After I'm done with this video, I'm going to make a video talking about reasons why Fast and Furious 10 is going to be the biggest action movie of all time. And I do believe that, so I'm going to explain that in the next video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe and share, and also hit the bell so you know new videos uploaded. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm out. Peace.